Good morning, everybody. So today we are going to say goodbye to this dead avocado tree. If you've been following along with me, I had cut off the branches and tried to look and see if there was going to be any more growth that maybe the weak roots would at least be able to support a much smaller tree, but there's no growth coming in anywhere. So today I'm going to replace it, unfortunately. All right, so this is the plan. Picked up this new tree from Facebook Market. Another great deal. Um, this tree normally if I were to have gone to a nursery, it would have cost probably 80, maybe to $100. I mean, or somewhere between 70 and $100, depending on where it is. Got it for 35 bucks, so half off. And in the COVID stuff, I didn't even have to go and deal with people. Just went up to someone who had it at their house, exchanged it. I was in and out real quick, and yeah, it's just got to take the precautions these days right now. So the plan is, so I haven't quite explained it, and I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I use permaculture for my method of sort of urban farming. Now, I haven't been able to be into it as well as I would like to, but I'm going to talk a little bit about, what I'm going to do today, and you'll see me doing things a little bit differently. So there's many definitions out there on permaculture, but my personal view is, after reading the books and seeing some of the things out there, the little study that I've done, is it's basically about connecting the different life circles. So for example, I want to increase I pull this up and there's all these kind of slugs and worms all up in it. I want to go ahead and increase the surface area on this. So I'm actually going to split this. So I have my wood splitting maul. I got my rake and my shovel to pull away the wood chips that might be there, and then dig it in. I'm curious to see what the roots are going to look like. I don't see any gopher holes, so I'm pretty sure they should be intact. But I'm just going to look for anything that may look out of the ordinary. But I want to get the plant into the ground for a couple reasons. Number one, I'm getting ready to go run, so I want to hurry up and get this over with. But number two, it's about 8:30 in the morning on July 2nd, and with here in San Diego, we got the overcast going on. So whenever you're exposing the roots, you don't want to have the sun UV on it very intensely. So I got sort of a mini filter on right now. Not a complete filter, but a mini filter. So I want to go ahead and dig it up, get this in the ground, and then go ahead and cover it up so there's not too much shock to the plant. So the plan is I'm going to go ahead and dig this out. I want to make sure when I dig the hole out, it's at least twice the size of this. Looks to be just maybe about 4-gallon container, and then yeah, and then we'll go ahead and plant it, and this shouldn't take too long. All right, let's go. So my personal preference whenever splitting wood is always, even on larger logs, is to basically put it along the floor like this, propped up slightly on the end with this, so that all the energy basically gets transferred down, and hopefully splits the log with these. Now, as you can see, I'm using this log because it was in a fire that I went ahead and the next morning I just kept, because the biochar puts a lot of nutrition right into the soil. So that's why I'm trying to that's why I'm trying to increase the surface area. And I'm gonna either bury it or partially bury it when I plant the tree, just so that the nutrition is in the ground, and all the things that may get exposed that would die in sunlight, like all the biology. Man, these chickens are just talking to us this morning. But what I'm trying to do is basically they want to get out, and they're yelling at me. Anytime I come walking up, they're like, "Hey, let me out!" But I got it. Thanks, girls. All right, so I'm gonna either bury them or partially bury them, just so that the biology can go ahead and turn it into food for the plants. All right, here we go. Getting lots of good chips coming off of it. Yep, good. I was concerned that the char was only going to be like on the top, but it looks like it's going down pretty deep too, so that's good. Okay. Although I'm not splitting the wood, all the little char that's going up, I'm going to be using all that and putting it in. All right, time to step up the weight. Thought it would be a little easier to go ahead and split, so I'll go ahead and put more weight behind it.
So what are you doing?
Splitting wood right now, Chico.
Are you gonna put it on fire?
No, mi amor. I'm going to give this to the plants. Can you close the door, please?
Okay.
Thank you. So next step is to go ahead and remove all the wood chips and everything, all the mulch are from around the tree. These plants right here grow wild, so I'm not going to try to preserve them here, or these flowers I should say. So with the permaculture, what I try to do is, like I said, it's just like learning what life cycles feed into the next one. So you put the mulch down because once the worms and all the bugs and biology isn't going to be killed by its predator, and the mulch provides sort of a barrier, plus the mulch allows for the water to be retained. I need to get some more mulch and put it on a little thicker, but it allows for all the biology to basically turn the nutrition in its raw form, for example, like the wood that I just cut up, in its raw form, and turn it into something that is edible by the plants. Or it creates more biology to do the same as I mentioned. So I don't enter in like nitrogen or phosphorus or whatever the case is, PK, I forget what it is. I don't even use it. That's how I don't even know about it. I just put in I just put in like rock dust. I put in compost from the house you've seen me produce, yeah, just wood chips, and compost tea, and then I just let the biology do its own thing, because from what I have read is from doctors in biology is that they say in all soil has the nutrients for every plant. It's just about matter of converting it to something the plants can eat and use itself. So all right, so that's why I just strive to go ahead and put all the macronutrients in there for the biology to turn it into plant soluble food. All right, let's go.
The feelings going through. It's always you. It's always you. It's always you. It's always you. It's always you.
Nope, no strong roots. So no gopher. Maybe I'm thinking that maybe it was a little too dry, because I'm looking at this. This is very dry. So what I may have to do is put in like some peat moss or something into what I'm about to plant, the new one, just to help retain the moisture a little bit better. And definitely I need to go get some thick mulch for this new plant, because I'm thinking maybe one of the things was lack of water, but I mean, I was going water on it pretty heavily once I started it, seeing it deteriorate, and it didn't fix. So I can't say. It goes up to, yeah, so we're good. More than 2 times the space, got almost 1 time to either side, probably 2.5, almost 3 times the space to either side. So I'm gonna go see if I have some ready peat moss to go ahead and mix in with the soil. Be right back. So the good thing about when I plant trees like this, it's a great time to go ahead and clear out stuff that I have almost nothing left of. So I got some peat moss here. I have some mulch there. I have some perlite. Perlite is used, okay, so for those who know, the peat moss will help, kind of like a sponge. It retains water, so I'm going to be using the rest of that. There's not too much left, actually. Then I'm going to be putting the mulch on the top, and then I have a sort of a composite that's just a little bit left, a peat moss, coconut coir, and vermulite. So a combination of that, and I'm going to put a little bit of perlite in there just to make sure there's good drainage, so so I don't get any mold or any rot on the roots when this new one grows. And also the peat moss will help retain the good water there, so there won't be any excess. It should hold the right amount. And then plus I'll be adding in some of the biochar in the form of a old fire log. And then I also have some worm castings that I made back there that we'll be adding to the mix. So let's go ahead and hurry up and get this in the ground. Let's go. All right, so the goal is I'm going to put the tree in. I'll put a little bit of natural dirt. I'll add in some of these other additives and put in more natural dirt, rinse, repeat until I'm topped off, and then I'll cover it with the mulch and everything, and we should go. All right, let's do it.
Always you, it's always you. I keep falling for you. Keep falling for you. Keep falling for you.
Now, so far I have not put in any of the worm castings yet because I'm going to put it here towards the top, because the worm castings, at least there's many different philosophies out there, but the style that I'm using is I'm putting the nutrition on the top, and I'll let nature, through watering and the biology, go ahead and bring the nutrition down to the roots. So the trick is, normally when you plant a tree, you can kind of gauge how well you did by how much shock you see it go into. So I'm expecting today that the leaves should go like heavily drooping, and then after they go to the sort of a heavy droop period, I then look to see how fast they recover. That then becomes my first sign. It's the roots are starting to take and starting to thrive, and that it's no longer in shock. And then the next thing is, although I selected this tree because there was some new growth, I'm going to be looking to see how that growth comes out. All right, and then the last thing is I'm going to use the rest of my mulch. Actually, I tell you what, I am going to just, even though it's towards the top, I'm just going to use the rest of this because this bag is tore up. And then we'll put the mulch down. I do not have another bag of mulch, so I'm going to have to get some more later, and I'll put it around another time. But for now, I think this is going to be good. At least I'm going to go ahead and give it a good watering, and yeah, then we'll be monitoring the leaves to see how much how much droop that there is after the transplant into the ground. All right, I think I got all the plastic. All right, so I gave this tree, again, I didn't put in like any added fertilizer. I just put in some natural, live, healthy compost. I put in some just natural products, and I'm now going to water it very thoroughly to allow the biology, life needing water. I'm going to just soak it down, and then we'll see what nature does. So I mentioned it, but I forgot that I had it. So I'm going to go ahead and mention the rock dust. I'm going to go ahead and now just kind of add some to the top. Again, this is a lot of minerals just ground down to ultra fine, so that the plants or the biology can easily turn it into something water soluble for the plants to eat up. So I got some of that. I'm gonna put a little bit of that and ash on the top, and then I'm gonna go ahead and water it down one last time, and that'll be it. So gonna try to give this tree one last shot, just in case. So definitely, if I see life, I'm not gonna leave it in here right now because I got the roots kind of doing a circle. But I'm gonna go ahead and fill in this plant, this pot with some of my best soil, and I'm gonna water it down, and we'll give it another month or two just to see if it's possible to bring this thing back to life. But I have doubts after everything that I've already done. All right, so let's finish up. All right, that's a wrap. I'm gonna go ahead and put this into underneath the patio just to kind of keep it a little bit shaded from the sun, just to kind of limit its exposure and just allow it to kind of focus. Hopefully it comes back. That would be great to have another avocado tree because this thing was doing great. I have my doubts. And then later today we'll come back towards the evening time and take a look. Well, I'll come and see if I see some leaf droop. I'll go ahead and show you. And then if anything, I'll show you tonight how it's doing regardless, even if there's no leaf droop. All right, see you then. So the bad thing is the tree is now not within the sun for you to see this. But the good thing is the leaves had no droop to them at all today. So this tree had very minimal to no shock, at least no visible shock. So I'm pretty happy. Now the next thing is I do have this growth, and I have the growth up here. Again, that's why I selected the tree. I'm just going to be looking for more growth and for this growth to continue, just to make sure that the roots are taking and it's healthy from this point on. Now, I did have something else that I have a little hypothesis about on why the other tree died. So let me take you over there. So this tree is a grafted tree. As a matter of fact, this is the point at where the grafting took, and I had seen that you should not cover the graft connection where with dirt, and as you can see, it was well covered in dirt. So I'm wondering if maybe that's why this tree died. But I'm happy to know that my new avocado tree way back over here is actually being grown from seed. So that's kind of cool. And so that should give me less probability of having a repeat if that was the case, because again, I'm not for sure. But this tree is in its pot. I am going to keep it watered, and the grafting spot is definitely not under the dirt anymore. I don't know if that'll bring it back to life, but this is, like I said, giving it its last ultimate shot. All right, thank you for watching.